Google search is changing in a way that is easy to underestimate. For years, the basic SEO model was simple. A user searched, Google showed a list of results. The marketer's job was to rank as high as possible, earn the click, and turn that visit into attention, trust, a lead, or a sale. That model is not gone, but it is no longer the whole picture. With Google AI Mode and AI Overviews, search is becoming more answer-driven. Instead of only sending users to web pages, Google can now generate a response inside the search experience itself. It can summarize information, combine sources, and give the user a next step before they ever visit a website. That is the shift marketers need to understand. This is not just a design change. It affects how visibility works. Traditional SEO was built around the ranking page. AI search is increasingly built around the answer. In the old model, your goal was to get clicked. In the new model, your content may also need to be selected, summarized, cited, or used as supporting evidence inside an AI-generated response. That raises a serious question for creators, agencies, SEO professionals, freelancers, and small businesses. What happens when the answer reduces the need for the click? Publishers are already concerned about this. If AI systems can summarize content directly in search, users may have less reason to visit the original source. That can affect traffic, attribution, and the business model behind online publishing. This is why publisher opt-out rulings matter. They are part of a larger debate about how much control publishers should have over the way their content is used in AI-powered search experiences. But for marketers, the practical question is not only legal or philosophical, it is operational. How do you build a visibility workflow when the search result is becoming more conversational, more summarized, and less dependent on the traditional blue link? The first step is to stop treating AI search as just another SERP feature. An AI answer is not the same thing as a featured snippet. It is not simply a larger box at the top of the page. It reflects a different way of processing information. AI search can look across sources, compare explanations, identify patterns, and produce a response that feels more complete to the user. That means your content is no longer competing only for position. It is also competing to become useful input. This is where AI overview research and SEMrush AI visibility findings become important. The key trend is that marketers need to study AI visibility separately from traditional ranking visibility. A page can rank well and still not be meaningfully represented in an AI answer. Another source may appear because it is clearer, more specific, more authoritative, or easier for the system to interpret. The mistake many marketers will make is using the old workflow with new labels. They will keep asking, what keyword should we rank for? That question still matters, but it is not enough on its own. The better question is, what does the user need answered, and what would make our answer trustworthy enough to be used by an AI system? That changes the content process. Thin content becomes weaker. Generic articles become harder to defend. Pages written only to match keywords become easier to ignore. AI search appears to favor content that is clear, verifiable, well-structured, and connected to a broader topic. So marketers should stop treating SEO as a publishing volume game. Publishing more pages is not the same as becoming more visible. Repeating the same basic explanation as everyone else is not a strategy. Chasing every keyword variation without adding expertise is not enough. The new workflow starts with answer mapping. Instead of beginning with only a keyword list, start with the questions your audience asks before making a decision. What do they need to compare? What risks are they worried about? What steps do they need to take? What definitions do they need? What mistakes are they trying to avoid? Then build content that answers those questions clearly. Not vaguely, not with filler, clearly. For a small business, that might mean service pages that explain the process, pricing logic, common objections, and decision criteria. For a freelancer, it might mean proof-based pages that show how you solve specific client problems. For an SEO professional, it means organizing content around topic depth, not just keyword coverage. The next step is source clarity. AI systems need signals that help them understand what a page is about and why it should be trusted. That means clear structure, consistent terminology, direct explanations, and strong internal connections between related pages. Authority also matters, but the definition is getting broader. In AI search, authority is not only about backlinks. It is also about whether your brand, your content, and your expertise are consistently associated with a topic. If your site is scattered and has no clear point of view, it becomes harder to interpret. If your content builds a coherent body of knowledge, it becomes easier to understand. The brief also points to workflow shifts around OpenAI and Anthropic. That matters because search is not the only place where discovery is changing. Users are asking ChatGPT, Claude, and other AI tools for recommendations, explanations, comparisons, summaries, and workflows. So visibility is spreading beyond Google. Marketers need to think about how their expertise appears across AI-assisted work, not just in search engine results pages. This does not mean abandoning SEO. It means expanding SEO into AI visibility operations. A practical workflow starts by identifying the questions that matter most to your buyer or audience. Then create content that answers those questions with specificity and structure. Connect related pages so your site builds topical depth. Review how your brand and content appear in AI-generated answers where possible. Update content when the answer quality is weak, outdated, unclear, or too generic, and measure more than clicks. Look at branded search, assisted conversions, mentions, referrals, and whether your content is becoming part of the decision process. Even when the first interaction happens inside an AI answer, there are real risks. AI answers can reduce clicks. They can summarize imperfectly. They can favor certain sources. They can create attribution problems. And marketers may not always know why one source appears while another does not. That uncertainty is real, but uncertainty is not a strategy. The marketers who adapt will not be the ones who panic. They will be the ones who rebuild their workflows around clarity, trust, and usefulness. SEO is no longer only about ranking pages. It is also about becoming a source that answer engines can recognize, interpret, and rely on. Google AI mode is not the end of search marketing, but it does change what search marketing is optimizing for. The old question was, how do we get the click? The new question is broader. How do we become part of the answer? That is where marketers need to focus next.